What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my studios, and we got some interesting information about the first Mortal Kombat film from 2021, according to Liu Kang himself, Ludi Lin. And yeah, let's get to it. Look, for the first Mortal Kombat film, its Norse feel like we were on heels all the time because the preparation time, it was very short, and the script was changing all the time. The choreography was changing all the time because prep time wasn't like, okay, so this really goes to show you that there were a lot of problems with the first film as far as like the pacing and the jump cuts and the quick edits that really ruined the atmosphere of a martial arts movie done wrong. And the thing about Mortal Kombat is that it's an iconic video game movie that is based on the tournament. I think that the 2021 film actually had done that, but they made it like a prequel before the actual tournament. Mind you, the comics have already done that, and not every video game had a tournament. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's why all the other issues you've seen in the fights were rushed. It felt rushed. It felt like it was unfinished. Simon McQuaid, he didn't know how to film a good martial arts film, and I understand that this was his first, but at some point as a director, you have to understand and realize that you cannot make these mistakes again, especially if this was your first time ever doing a martial arts movie based on an iconic video game. So all of this information that Ludi Lin is saying is crazy, but at the same time, it's true. When you look back on this movie, you'll realize that the movie just felt rushed completely. But that's not all he said. And then he goes on to say, I was like, oh, that could have been done better, but like really, I'm like, yeah, the fans are going to love this, right? But also notes that we all took the second movie that we should have liked each fight should be like a story in itself. And that's the interesting part that he says, you know what I'm saying? My biggest issue with this movie is that it should have been like a 2-hour movie, because I feel like you could have had so much time to develop each character for the most part. And the fight scenes, like I said, they just felt kind of rushed. You've seen they were all just performing their famous fatalities. Liu Kang performing his fiery dragon fatality on Cabal, and Jax performing his hand clap fatality. And for the most part, it was just not Mortal Kombat in my honest opinion. So to be honest with you, Ludi Lin is right. You know what I'm saying? I think what they learned from the first film, they took it to heart, they stated the issues, and they made it better. Like you've seen in 2 trailers. You've seen my reaction last week or a few days ago. It's already out there. Everybody is excited about this movie. So there's no drama, there's no negativity, except for like the grifters who are still complaining about Jade, who I can care less about. So the interesting part about this is that the fight scenes are going to end up having 27 fights, like they mentioned before. So hopefully, and maybe they somehow keep their word and just let it happen. So shout out to Ludi Lin for actually keeping a buck and keeping it 100 with the interviewer, because at some point, just give the fans what they want, then you wouldn't have no other crash outs like 5 years ago. So yeah, that was then. This is the future, and this is the now that we should all focus on. And I'm still excited about this movie overall. So like I said, he just had an interview and he exposed why the first movie had a lot of issues, and we got our answers. So what's y'all thoughts on this, man? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'm out of here.